Ladies and gentlemen, sleep is the foundation of everything. It's not a passive state or a period of inactivity. It is, in fact, one of the most metabolically and neurologically active states your brain enters on a daily basis. Without consistent, high-quality sleep, your ability to think clearly, manage emotions, learn new information, and recover physically is significantly compromised. What makes sleep so fundamental is how deeply it's intertwined with every system of the body: hormonal, immune, cognitive, and emotional. According to neuroscience and the work of people like Dr. Andrew Huberman, sleep is the single most effective tool we have for resetting our biological systems. Yet most of us treat it as negotiable, something to be sacrificed for more hours of productivity or entertainment. That's a short-term mindset with long-term consequences. From a neurological perspective, sleep allows for synaptic pruning and memory consolidation. During deep sleep, particularly the slow-wave stage, your brain quite literally cleans itself. It flushes out metabolic waste, including amyloid beta plaques, which are associated with neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's. Your hippocampus, the part of the brain involved in memory formation, moves short-term memories into long-term storage. This is why, after a poor night's sleep, you feel foggy, forgetful, and emotionally off balance. But it's not just about cognition. Sleep is also hormonal regulation. A full night of restful sleep balances cortisol, the stress hormone, and promotes healthy levels of testosterone and growth hormone, which are critical for recovery, muscle repair, and emotional stability. On the flip side, just one night of sleep deprivation elevates cortisol, reduces insulin sensitivity, and throws off your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, making you more likely to crave processed, calorie-dense foods the next day. So if you're trying to improve your physical health or body composition, your sleep hygiene isn't optional. It's a prerequisite. Now, when it comes to optimizing sleep, the most powerful intervention is free and often overlooked: natural light. Huberman emphasizes that getting sunlight within the first 30 to 60 minutes of waking is one of the most effective ways to regulate your circadian rhythm. This isn't just nice advice. It's rooted in how your eyes communicate with the brain. Specialized cells in the retina detect the angle and intensity of sunlight and send that information to the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN, in the hypothalamus. The SCN is your master body clock. It controls when your body releases hormones like cortisol to wake you up, or melatonin to help you wind down, by signaling to your brain that the day has started. Morning sunlight sets a reliable rhythm for the rest of your body's functions. Missing this cue, especially over time, leads to dysregulation, trouble falling asleep, low energy during the day, and mood swings. Just as important is minimizing artificial light at night. Blue light, especially from screens, suppresses melatonin in production and tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. This delays sleep onset and degrades sleep quality. Huberman recommends dimming lights in the evening, avoiding screens for at least an hour before bed, or using blue light blocking glasses if that's not feasible. It's not about being perfect. It's about being deliberate with your inputs. Another science-backed approach to enhance sleep is temperature manipulation. Your core body temperature naturally drops at night to help initiate sleep. So one counterintuitive but effective method is to take a warm shower or bath about 90 minutes before bed. This causes vasodilation. Blood moves to the surface of your skin, allowing your core temperature to drop faster, which helps you fall asleep more easily. Also, keeping your sleep environment cool, somewhere between 60-67 degrees F, 15-19 degrees C, and significantly improve sleep depth and continuity. Sleep consistency is also vital. The brain and body thrive on rhythm. Going to sleep and waking up at roughly the same time each day reinforces your circadian timing and improves sleep efficiency. Catching up on weekends or pulling all-nighters disrupts this rhythm and throws your body into a kind of internal jet lag, even if you're not traveling. This isn't just a lifestyle suggestion. It's a physiological necessity. Finally, it's worth noting that your mindset towards sleep matters. In today's hustle culture, sleep is often dismissed as laziness or weakness. But science paints a very different picture. Regular, high-quality sleep enhances learning, memory, creativity, and even emotional resilience. It helps you show up more focused, more energetic, and more emotionally balanced. And the benefits compound over time. Huberman often emphasizes that biology doesn't care about your goals. It responds to what you do consistently. If you want to be sharper, healthier, and more productive, sleep isn't the thing you sacrifice to achieve those things. It's the thing you protect in order to earn them. So if you want to master anything, your craft, your mind, your health, start by mastering your sleep, because it is, without question, the foundation of everything. Focus is not a trait you're born with, it's a skill. More accurately, it's a trainable capacity of your nervous system. And like any muscle, it strengthens through consistent, intentional practice. In the modern world, where distraction is ubiquitous and attention is pulled in every direction, learning to focus is one of the most valuable things you can do for your mental performance, productivity, and even your emotional well-being. Neuroscientist Andrew Huberman often emphasizes that focus is both a top-down and bottom-up process. It starts with your physiology, how your body and brain are regulated, and is refined by your cognitive habits. In other words, your ability to focus is not just about trying harder. It's about creating the internal and external conditions that allow attention to narrow and hold. At the biological level, focus is largely governed by the neuromodulator acetylcholine, which helps your brain target specific neural circuits and suppress others. It's what allows you to zero in on a task while filtering out irrelevant information. Dopamine also plays a role, not just in motivation, but in reinforcing the neural pathways that lead to successful concentration. Every time you direct your attention, stay on task, and complete something with satisfaction, dopamine is released. This is the brain's way of saying, do that again. But the problem is that our environment is full of artificial dopamine triggers, social media, endless scrolling, constant notifications. These micro-rewards hijack the same systems that should be reinforcing sustained effort. Over time, your brain learns to prefer novelty over depth. You become wired to shift attention rapidly, and it becomes harder and harder to stay locked in on one thing. That's not just a personality issue. It's a neurological adaptation. The good news is that the brain is highly plastic. You can retrain your attention. You can rewire your system to favor deep work over shallow distractions, but you have to approach it like you would a workout plan, with structure, progression, and discipline. One of the most effective techniques Huberman recommends is using visual anchoring to engage focus. This involves narrowing your gaze, literally reducing the range of your visual field, to signal to your brain that it's time to focus. When your eyes focus on a small area, your brain's arousal state shifts. You enter a state of high autonomic engagement, and the neural systems for alertness and concentration ramp up. This is not some psychological trick, it's rooted in the biology of how vision and attention are linked. Another key protocol is timed, deliberate focus blocks. The brain works in natural cycles of high alertness followed by dips in attention, called ultradian rhythms, usually lasting 90 minutes. Instead of trying to grind for 5 hours straight, you'll get more high-quality work done by engaging in focused sprints of 60 to 90 minutes, followed by a recovery period. During these blocks, remove all digital distractions. Turn off notifications, close unused tabs, and tell your brain through your environment, this is focus time. But it's not enough to just eliminate distractions. you need to build tolerance for boredom. The first few minutes of a deep work session often feel uncomfortable. Your brain, used to rapid dopamine hits, resists the slower, steadier state of deep focus. This is where discipline matters. The goal is to stretch that window a little more each day. If you can focus for 20 minutes today, make it 25 tomorrow. Over time, your brain adapts. The neural circuits for sustained attention strengthen. You're literally rewiring yourself for focus. One overlooked part of this training is how you treat rewards. Most people wait to reward themselves with dopamine, boosting behaviors during work, checking a message, browsing online, or listening to something stimulating. That creates a reward association with distraction. Huberman suggests doing the opposite. Attach the dopamine reward to the effort, not the outcome. When you finish a hard focus block, allow yourself a small reward, a walk, a breath of fresh air, a social check-in. This teaches your brain that effort is intrinsically rewarding. Over time, this shifts your motivation from external results to internal growth. Also, understand that focus depletes energy. It's a metabolically expensive state. After periods of deep concentration, your brain needs rest to reset neurotransmitter levels and clear mental residue. This is why techniques like non-sleep, deep rest NSDR, or even short mindfulness breaks are so powerful. They restore your capacity to focus again later in the day. Trying to power through without recovery leads to mental fatigue and reduced performance. The environment you work in matters as well. Huberman's research and others in neuroscience have shown that predictable cues in your surroundings help your brain enter focus states faster. This might be a specific workspace, the same music or white noise, a set start time, anything that builds a ritual. Rituals reduce cognitive friction. They tell your nervous system it's time to focus, and over time, make it easier to drop into deep work without resistance. Ultimately, training focus means managing your inputs and energy wisely. It's not about having more willpower, it's about designing your day, environment, and habits to make focused work more likely. That includes getting enough sleep, exercising regularly, regulating your nutrition and hydration, and minimizing overstimulation in your downtime. We often treat focus as if it's a finite trait. Some people have it, others don't. But neuroscience tells us something far more hopeful. Focus is plastic. It changes based on what you practice. If you train it deliberately, if you remove the friction points and build the rituals, you can transform your ability to concentrate, perform, and create. But you have to respect the process. You have to treat it like a muscle. And like any muscle, it grows when challenged, rested, and used with intention.